Hey, how are we doing today? How is everybody doing? I hope you are doing good. I hope you are doing very good. Yeah. I know it's a difficult period for everybody, but I really hope you are doing good. I want to know how you are actually doing. Yeah. So today we are just going to jump right to the topic and we are talking about the purpose of salvation. Why are we saved? Why do we do this Christian thing? Yeah. So for a lot of people, different people have their own reasons for coming into the Christian faith. For some people, it's because they believe that being Christians can prosper them. For some people, it's because they believe God can heal them of something. For some people, it's because they're expecting a miracle. They're expecting to get admission to something or into somewhere, or to get a visa to go somewhere, or to get a job, or whatever it is. Different people have their different reasons for initially coming to the Christian faith. Yeah. And it's because of how they're evangelized. So they were told that if you come into the Christian faith, if you become a Christian, you get this, God will do this for you, and God will do that for you, and God will do this for you. Yeah. Now, can God do those things? Yes. Would He do those things? Probably. Yeah. But that is not the initial reason for you to become a Christian. The initial reason for you to become a Christian, the only reason you should become a Christian, the main reason you should become a Christian is because you want to come into fellowship with the Father. It's because you want to come into love with the Father. It's because the Father is, because you want to be saved. Yeah, because you are saved, because you are getting saved from sins and from your old nature, and because you are coming to the Christian faith to experience the love of the Father. That should be your initial reason for becoming a Christian. Now, see here, let's take, for example, let's say you have two friends. One of your friend, you guys have this parasitic relationship. Yeah, they only come to you when they need help. Yeah, for no other time do they ever come to you. They only come to you when they need help every single time. And then at what particular point you're like, I can't help you with this particular thing you need me to help you with. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I always knew you were a bad person. I always knew you were a fake friend. I always knew you never loved me. And I don't think we can be friends again. Yeah. That is not true friendship. That is just you coming. That is just you being that is just your friend being an opportunist, yeah, and being a parasite on you. Unless you have another friend. Now you and this friend are actual friends. You guys help each other. You guys actually love each other. You guys do things together. You are basically what friends are meant to be. Yeah. And then one time they come to you and they're like, I need help with this. And you're like, I can't help you with this. Yeah. And they're like, all right, cool. Yeah. They might be angry at you, or they might be even be sad because of you couldn't help them. But they are like, yes, I'm sad you couldn't help me with this. But because of our friendship is what more than this, because of I love you, and I love you not because of what you can do for me. I love you for you. Yeah, it is okay. Yeah, we did not become friends because of I thought you could help me. We did not become friends because of what I was going to gain from you. We did not become friends because of I wanted to be a parasite on you. I actually became friends with you because I wanted to be friends with you because I liked you and things like that. And now that is actual friendship, and that's what it's meant to be with the Father. Yeah. Your primary relationship with the Father is meant to be a relationship of love. Yeah, you're not meant to just always come to just ask for help and everything. And I get that sometimes it is hard. Yeah, sometimes we really, really, really need something. We really want some things to happen. We are really hoping for some things to happen, and sometimes they don't happen. Yeah, and it's heartbreaking. It could affect your mental health. It could affect everything about you. Yeah, but it should not make you lose faith. Yes, you would have difficulties. Yes, you might have difficulties with your faith. Yeah. Yes, you might have difficulties with your faith, but it should not make you lose faith. It should not make you leave Christianity. It should not make you leave God, because that is not the primary reason you were in that relationship with God in the first place. It is not the primary reason that you were in a relationship with God in the first place. Your primary reason for being a Christian is to have fellowship with God. All those other things, he would add it to it. All the other things, it will eventually come. Yeah. It's like when you love someone. When you love someone, yeah. When you love your friend, or you love your family member, or you love somebody, yeah. You would automatically start doing things for them. You automatically start doing things to help them. Yeah. Sometimes they don't even have to ask. Yeah, you just do it because you love them. And that is the exact same thing with the Father. When you come to the Father and when you genuinely love the Father, yeah, he will do things for you that you might not even need to ask for. Things that you might not even know you need. Like when the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing will be added onto it. Every other thing, yeah. So I get that sometimes things happen and it breaks us. Yeah, it breaks you. You were hoping for something. You were really hoping for something because your life literally depended on it. Yeah, and didn't happen, or it hasn't happened. Yeah, it shouldn't be a reason for you to live the faith, because again, the Father loves you. Yeah, and he only has good plans for you. He has plans of good and not of evil. Yeah, and when you love somebody, you would obviously not want bad things to happen to them. Yeah, so he loves you, and he's always there. So even when those bad things happen, he's always there. It's like in the Bible, yeah, in the Psalms, there are some Psalms of people legit just being angry and just pouring out their anger to God. I can't remember the exact Psalms 41. I can't remember exactly, but there was one particular Psalm of a guy just pouring out his anger to God, talking about how darkness has now become his only friend. And darkness has been a better friend to him than God. Yeah, he legit just poured out how his heart was to God, because God understands us as humans. He understands us, and he understands that we have emotions. So going to God with that anger and everything, he would understand. So when those things happen, when those heartbreaking things happen, the first thing you should do is not to live the Christian faith. The first thing you should do is not to be angry and say you won't live the Christian faith because God didn't do something for you, because that was not the initial reason why you got saved. The initial reason you got saved was because God loved you and he saved you, and you have come to the Christian faith to love him. Yeah. The first thing you should do when those heartbreaking things happen is to go back to the person that loves you. Is to go back to God and actually pour out all your anger and all your sadness and everything. Because again, he loves you. He loves you more than you love yourself. He loves you more than anybody has ever loved you. He is love. So whatever you think love is, he is. Whatever you think, or however you think you should be loved, he loves you way infinitely more than that. So he understands you. He understands all your emotions. So when those things happen, the first thing you should do is to go back to God. When whatever happens, you should go back to God, because the purpose of you being saved is to have that fellowship with God. So when those things happen, you shouldn't leave the faith, because because if you leave the faith when those things happen, it is as though you were just in the Christian faith because you were hoping that God would do those things for you. You were just there because of what you could get from God. You were just there just because of what you needed at that particular moment. Yeah. And that is not what the Christian faith is. That is not why we are saved. We are saved because we are meant to come into the fellowship with God, with the Father. So yeah, God loves you. And I pray whenever you are going through hard times or trying times, or whenever something happens that breaks your heart, the first thing you do is to go back to God that loves you and not go away from him. The very first thing you should do is to go back to the person that loves you. And I pray you do that, because it is in him you would find comfort, and it is in him you would find strength to keep on pushing. And I would see you again next week. Peace.